Now we're going to get into structuring your AI with your thought leadership and your growth framework. And this is near and dear to my heart, and it may seem like a little bit of a paid advertisement for Red Wagon, but it really is something you have to do if you're going to be CEO or leadership level. If you are growing your company, you want to get into, do you have Jim Collins or Vern Harnish's scaling up? Do you have Gino Wickman's traction or EOS? Do you use Stephen Covey's stuff? What are your, here's a good one. Dave Ramsey has a big framework he's rolled out around running your business, and it's big into no debt, right? Zero, even in businesses, he's like zero debt. And I don't necessarily agree with his philosophical approach to business. I think smart debt is good in business, but you may want to implement that. I mean, if you believe what Dave Ramsey believes around running businesses and no debt, you better build his framework into your AI, because that is a bias, and that's a bias you better have, or it will not track to that. And if your employees are helping you run the business, they won't track to that necessarily. So there's just a great example. I should build a slide on that, because that's a great example of the extreme. And so, self-serving here, but you should first use Beyond Entrepreneurship 2.0 by Jim Collins, and then I'd argue maybe Wake Up Call of my book. Of course, I got to make a little plug for me, just to keep you some humor here. But then scaling up. Patrick Lencioni should fall into this. You should get all of Stephen Covey's principles in there. He has some universal, eternal principles that need to be in there. There's just some great things you need to do. So, at the implementation we did at Marathon, we put all this in there, and we even put in some additional things. We went into Jim Collins's map, and we took things like, we put their flywheel in there, we put their hedgehog, we put the leadership team in there, who's level 5 and who's not. We put in things like, what's our productive paranoia and what's not, because this is another big thing too. Jim Collins preaches about stage 4, productive paranoia. This is up here in the corner. If you look at stage 4 on the slide, he talks about this. And so you need to figure out, where in your business do you want productive paranoia, but where don't you, right? And that's a critical thing too that he maps out. Well, how does AI do that for you? And then how does it do it correctly? It can. We've configured AI. There's some small tweaks you make to the to the way it thinks, and you can get AI to be pretty productive, pretty paranoid is the word I was trying to say. Not productive, but pretty paranoid. So it can be quite entertaining and a little scary, but you need to figure that out as well. So these are things that we put in there. And I'm bringing this up now because, as I said, I want to tell you about the actual implementation, not theory, not what I'm saying I think you should do or what we might do if we consult with you. No, this is what we have done inside other businesses and the case study business that's in the workbook. And we saw extreme benefit. And this is not my words. This is the testimonial from the CEO, who actually goes out and sometimes speaks with me on this. He'll be speaking with me July 18th in Tulsa. If you want to actually meet the person who's behind this with me, and when we do a workshop there in person. So this is what we did, and there's no easy way to frame this up.